blowing about 29, 30 knots right now. So, last hurrah here before we head home.
Such nice music to be serenaded by these guys. Look at this guy's big bell. Okay, little turnaround. Here we go. After a goodbye to friends Connor and Andre, we left the sweet town of Vathies behind us. Our early start toward the island of Leros would have us off the dock and out of the narrow fjord before the winds picked up further. As we motored out of this waterway, we circled past this natural dome that is popular with climbers.
So they talked about some sort of solo rock climbing around here. It's like the top place for it. So maybe in that dome. Alright, this is our last sailing day of 2018 summer sailing season. We're... Scratch that. This is the last day of sailing for us in 2019 for our summer sailing season. We left Kalimnos this morning and we're sailing north up to Leros where we're going to have the boat hauled out. So we're having a blustery day. It's kind of peaking at 25 to 30 knots. That is Kalimnos in the background. And that is the island of Leros and the town of Laki. We will be on the northern part, the far part of the island. So we're going to haul out here in a couple days once we get settled at the marina. And then we'll be on land for a couple days putting the boat away and cleaning things up before we fly home. So last sailing day of 2019. Captain says we're coming in hot. We are more on the beam reach now, coming around the northern part of Leros, and kind of the last little splash here before we turn into the anchorage where the boatyard is. So this is what the northern part of Leros looks like. We're going up ahead here and then turning around to the left there to go into the pick up a mooring ball in front of the boatyard. The boatyard does not have slips, it's just a hauling yard and storage, so we'll stay on a mooring ball for a couple days until our haul out on Monday. So doing 8.5 knots here and kind of coming close to these little islands here down below the sail. But the captain has reassured me that we're safely going to make it through here. And I think I'm needed to do a little jib trim. Whoa. Whoa. And a little main trim.
Another quarter mile and I can fall off a little.
Okay. Knots. And we're still making water, that's good. We're passing by the little cove area where we're going to rent an Airbnb for a couple days after the boat is hauled out and before we fly out, so that we can be able to clean the boat up better and not have to be living aboard it at the same time. So it's up in those hills there. Little islands here, and the captain holding on for dear life, white knuckle driving here. So the Dodecanese and the Greek islands are not letting go of us until we finish one more vigorous sail. We've had actually a pretty good experience here in the Dodecanese. We sailed across from the Cyclades to Astypalia. And then we came over to Kos and that area, and we were kind of concerned when we laid out the itinerary that once we made it over to Kos, we were going to have upwind sailing or having to motor upwind to get up here to Leros, because all the sailing at that point was beam reach coming across the Aegean Sea and then having to go north to Leros. But we've lucked out, we've had some good beam reach sails around Cause and up to Kalimnos, and then today we were lucked out with a southerly wind, which is not the prevailing wind here. So that southerly wind brought us up here to Leros. So not a lot of tacking needed, thankfully, and not a lot of diesel fuel being burned. We're going to be in port here in probably half an hour or so. All right, we've taken our sails down and motoring into the Artemis Boatyard. It's blowing about 29, 30 knots right now. So last hurrah here before we head home. I'm going to show you that the boatyard is the mast on the right, and the runway where we're going to take off from and Thursday is right there. So it's all right close, and our Airbnb is right around the corner. So we're going to come up here and grab a buoy, and we'll spend a couple days getting the boat ready for haul out, and then we're hauling out on Monday. Today is Friday. So it'd be kind of fun to take off from the plane and be able to look down on our boat as we're leaving. And man, it's blowing. It's crazy.
Once we were secure on a mooring off of Artemis Boatyard, we headed ashore to meet the staff and to get a tour of their yard and operations. Right away, we were very impressed with the people we met, their facilities, and their thoroughness in communications. They had laundry machines and a barbecue and picnic area available for use, as well as several WC and shower rooms scattered throughout their yard. Their chandlery was very well stocked, and they assured us they could get anything that we were not able to find on their shelves. They arranged for a rental car to be brought to their lot for us to use, and because the yard isn't located very close to a grocery store or any restaurants, they have 2 different food trucks that come through their yard at specific times on the weekdays. Okay, today's hauling day. Here goes boat number 1. Taking our dinghy up toward where our boat's going to be stored. And there she goes. And then the big boat is tied up here on the dock. And they've taken over. They're going to take the lines. So they just asked our draft, and we reminded them that there's an external bow thruster. So they take this and they center it, and then the trailer comes down. Trailer's over there. Until this morning, we had been on a mooring for 2.5 very full and busy days. And somehow we didn't record any of our projects. Sorry about that. We took down sails, began cleaning out our food storage areas, and sent Tom up the mast for a couple of tasks. Okay, now this is backing down. Pretty sure he's on a winch so he can pull it back out. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's just so that, this tractor doesn't spin. Maybe it'll become obvious in a little bit. And then he straightens out the trailer. Yeah, it's interesting. They have the winch going for sure. And maybe it's just in case this all gets really slippery. It's just a protection for helping it pull out. I would imagine this ramp gets really muddy and slippery with slime, so it's probably just a safeguard to be able to pull everything back out. Trailer's going down underneath the boat. We'll get it in position, then they'll lift those arms up. And the part that we need to watch right here is this bar. Make sure that goes under or stops before the bow thruster. All right. I'll connect it over here. Now I think they just started lifting the bow. I see they're just pulling the stern over a teeny bit. So they got the bow on there. Always a trip to see your home being moved around. Oh yeah, I see he's got other arms lifting it in the back. He's just trying to make sure he's lifting it up well. Alright, now they're bringing this mechanism in further. Just brought that in. And now they're raising the bow up a little. And now it's taking the brake off and signal to this guy. So I suspect the cables are now doing most of the pulling. I think he put it in neutral and the cables are pulling them out so it doesn't spin. And it's raining. She's used to the water. Next time we get on her is on with a ladder. So yeah, 2 pads in the back, 2 pads, or 1 pad in the front. Interesting, it's not holding it. So it's just the 4 pads that are holding it right now, which is always a trip. Bow thrusters right behind the support, so they stopped it perfect. Looks like it's in good shape. It's amazing how slowly this thing pulls back. You can just see the wheels turning ever so slowly. And that's because it's really only on those four pads. So also they have to watch the keel. It's a pretty deep keeled boat. It looks like it's clearing. I see, they lift this up. Wow, that's impressive. They can lift that up that much. Bottom doesn't look too bad. She's in good shape for a year or 2. Yeah, so the guy up on the bow, up on the boat, is just taking off. Now that he's dropped all the lines, he's just taking off the fenders. And all the weight is on those 4 wheels now. Pretty cool.
Gray day here on Leros. Sad day. The sea rose comes out of the water. But a good season.
I see, so it's dropping it down now. It looks like he may be trying to set it down on the bow. Yeah, I see. So needed to lift it up to get the keel out of there, and now they're setting it down on the bow, which is nice because it gives it one more support. And they are ever so slowly backing it out, so they're pretty careful with it. She owns it with her brothers. She does come over for every single haul out. Initially I was thinking it was for translation stuff, but it isn't. She just comes over, takes some photos, maybe just double checks things are going okay, and moves on. But it looks like they're very proud of what they do. It's sort of a trip how much of the weight is in the back. We'll put this up now so the one worker can get off, and then they're going to power wash it. So they drove her through the parking lot up this way, and now they're bringing her back in near some jack stands. Looks like she's going to be on a nice strong cradle, which is great. They put one jack stand at the bow, the cradle at the stern, and it looks like they'll put another few stands on once they take the truck away. Putting 2 back here. They took a level up, made sure it was level recently, so they're definitely doing a nice job. Okay, now it was serious task list and project time. Here's a portion of our to-do list that we took pictures of so we could organize it into groups and make our boat close down efforts in the future years go more smoothly. One of the things we were really psyched about was the boatyard sail cleaning area. After waiting our turn, We laid one sail out at a time and scrubbed the dirt and salt off. Then we hung it up to dry. In the hot grease afternoon, the sails were ready to pack away in no time. We'll definitely ask about sail cleaning facilities when we book future winter storage. Notice the size of our bimini. Obviously, this couldn't be left up for the winter. First, though, we had to disconnect each of our 7 solar panels and unzip them from the bimini so they could be cleaned and then carefully stored in a berth below for the winter. Then we dismantled our bimini and cleaned the canvas. So we're in the yard where our boat got hauled out, and there's all these goats and sheep that are heading past. It's quite a chorus when they just go from one place to another. And some guy, the herder's calling him. These guys are quite a sight. I love all their little bells, and you can hear them all day long trotting from place to place. It's such nice music to be serenaded by these guys. Look at this guy's big bell. They're sure sweet. Very fun. And our boat is over here. And we have it almost finished. Almost all packed up for the winter. Here's Leros. Got our hose out here that we finished cleaning everything. The dinghy's underneath. Our anchor is up front with the resident dog. We drop our anchor down. That's what everyone does here. I guess it gives your anchor locker a chance to dry out. Your chain doesn't sit in muddy water all winter. Everything is sort of nicely set and ready to load up. You can see pretty much everyone does it. Over here they haven't, that one boat hasn't done it yet because they just haven't got to it yet. But everybody else drops their anchor. And there's lovely Leros. Hi Pooch. Hello sweetie. Hello. There's a whole bunch of dogs around this anchorage. Oh, here they go on the run. I just love those goats. I don't know if they know somehow that they're being fed. I'm not really sure. But there they go. We did a million other big and small projects. We fixed a broken mirror, pickled our water maker, defrosted refrigerators and freezer, and far too many other things. We both worked 5 full days from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m., and we could have used another day. We enjoyed the stunning sunset on our last night in our Airbnb before heading to the tiny Leros airport for our flight to Athens. Here it goes. Here it goes. All right, go. Taking off soon, heading from Leros, Greece to Athens.
It's all good. I'm not nervous at all.
Okay, little turnaround. Here we go. Small little turnaround for us to head the other direction. By the wings. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Hoping we can get off the ground. There's Leros over in the marina. Okay, up, yep. And we're off. With plenty of runway left. Goodness. I don't know what I was worried about. Our final view of the amazing Dodecanese Islands was from our airplane window, and we'll eagerly look forward to our return. Stay safe, Leros, and we'll see you next spring, or sometime when it's safe to travel again. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get notified about new videos. Join us next time as we revisit some of the special places that we hurriedly covered before we learned that we would have a lot more pandemic-induced time to work on videos before we would return to Leros for our future sailing adventures.
This old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.